This is The Bottom Line, a show designed to help Australian businesses succeed. On the show, you'll hear from leading Australian business owners as they share the lessons they've learned building their companies. You'll learn from their successes as well as some of the challenges they faced along the way. We also talk to experts from a range of fields who share specialised techniques you can use to improve your business. I'm your host, Zaffar Khan, and I'm a director at Alexander Spencer, and I'm really passionate about helping Australian businesses succeed. In today's episode, we have Zaffar Khan, a man whose journey from taxi driver to corporate strategist and founder of 90 companies is nothing short of remarkable. Zaffar is the force behind Cocoon SDA Care, one of Australia's leading NDIS providers. His story is one of resilience, reinvention, and the power of structured systems in business success. In our conversation today, Zaffar shares the mindset shifts that helped him rebuild after losing everything, how he designs business systems that empowers teams while maintaining accountability, and the leadership qualities that drive sustainable business growth. Zaffar's insights are a must-hear for anyone looking to build a business that not only scales, but also creates meaningful impact. Let's dive in. Zaffar, thank you so much for joining me on The Bottom Line.
Seven, thank you very much for your time, and I hope your audience may have some benefits today from the practical, my experience of more than 30 years in business. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. We had a very brief chat setting the podcast up today, and we got talking and really excited to hear your story. So let's start with that. Let's start with your story. Tell me your 30 years of experience. And for those that don't know who you are, take us through a little bit of that journey.
My name is Zaffar Khan, and I came to Australia and I could not find any white-collar job. And for the BCom exam, final exam, I failed. I could not pass my accounting test. And I failed. So I'm a degree-less person. That's one thing. And then I was looking for a job. And my first job was I worked as cleaner. Then I worked very nicely cleaning. I was promoted to be kitchen hand. Then I thought I should start driving taxi. And while I was driving taxi, lots of my friends, and I told them, why not I teach you how to get taxi license in those days? So I was teaching them questions, answers. What I did was each question had like Department of Transport, and they have multiple choice answers. I made story between question and answer, like word of associations. This way they could learn easily without memorizing like parrot, So I think a few dozens I taught a few friends, just for a given favor. I was very popular between friends. Then I thought, I should start one business. But I thought business always need money. And I didn't have that money. So I purchased a whiteboard and a marker for $14. And I started a taxi tuition business from in Sydney, one suburb called East Lakes. There's a big block of units. And from my units, teaching people how to get taxi license. It was like a taxi tuition. And students were coming 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, even 1 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
And the neighbors complained against me. They thought that I'm doing prostitution business there.
Oh, no.
And the landlord was very nice. And he called me in the morning. He said, Zaffar, I know what business you do. You do some sort of funny business here. I said, no, I don't do any except teaching taxi. Anyway, I took him to my unit, showed him the 4 computers, whiteboard and a marker and taxi questions, answers. He believed me. My name was cleared. What I was doing was...
was okay.
I was okay. Then he said one thing. If you want to do business, get out from here. Go to the commercial area to do business.
Yeah.
Then I went to Rosebery area. I got small office, then second, then third, then 3-story building. Then I became the largest in Australia. Then I was accredited by the New South Wales government. There were 2 centres were accredited by the New South Wales government, taxis combined, which is cab charge, and the second mine. In the whole state of New South Wales, anyone wanted to get the taxi license, they had to come to me or taxis combined.
Wow.
So I captured nearly 90% of total market of New South Wales because the other taxi trains, they were billionaire company, they didn't care much. Plus, I did different marketing technique. I did not spend not even $1 marketing. What I did was anyone who was coming to my center, tea, coffee was free, lunch was free, dinner was free.
You fed them well.
Yes. What we did was there's a rice curry, and I had a very nice cook. He used to make rice curry. Everybody was getting rice curry.
Wow.
Then I became the largest in Australia. Then I sold the whole operation to director of Macquarie Bank.
Wow. How many employees did you get it to?
In those days, it was just a training center, accredited training center by the New South Wales government. And I think should be over 100 at that time, because I created a few branches because I got the license for the whole New South Wales. And after that, the Macquarie Bank, who purchased, and they tied me up in the contract. I cannot do the taxi business in Australia for 5 years.
Okay. So what was next then?
Then I went to New Zealand.
So you went to the other state of Australia across the border. Okay.
Lots of people think that way anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, New Zealand is part of Australia? Yes, a few people think.
So they didn't take New Zealand out of the contract when they stitched it all up.
Yes.
So you went to New Zealand. Tell us that story.
Then I started the same thing there, and I became the second largest in the whole New Zealand within 12 months' time. Then I give a New Zealand government $6 million scheme. I said, give me 500 people. I will train them to be a taxi driver. I will provide them a job is 100% guaranteed. And give me those people who are unemployed for more than 6 months. New Zealand government was paying them average $250 per person average unemployment benefits. 500 times 250, $125,000 a week. $500,000 a month. $6 million a year. I called that scheme $6 million scheme. So when I give this scheme, cutting the long story short, they approved that scheme. And after that, I was getting the unemployed people. I was training them, getting them a job. They were getting off the door, no more unemployment benefits. They're very happy. And then I started car yard, selling them the car. While they were driving for me, they were paying approximately $1,200 per month. While I was selling them car 100% finance, they were paying around $300 to $400 a month. It was no-brainer, they were buying it. So those people who are burdened on the New Zealand economy, they got the job. Then they become self-employed. Then they start paying the tax to the government. So it was, then the national television, they made documentary on me, that how successful that scheme is. Then we had a car auction there. This made me overconfident person. Confidence is fine. Lack of confidence is fine as well, but overconfidence is very, very bad. It's like you are in a 40th floor and trying to jump from the 40th floor and nothing will happen. It will happen. I made some wrong decisions and the company gone into receivership. I personally became bankrupted, and it was very honest. I tried to do business and there was a reason of my bankruptcy. Major reason was I was getting everybody around me who were 100% honest. But I was not looking at whether they have the ability or not. Say, if you hire somebody accountant is very honest, but they don't know the meaning of debit and credit. Honesty is fine, but they have to have the ability as well. But at that time, I did not know that.
So let's go back. So great advice there, overconfidence. So was it the success got you to this invincible state where you thought, I did it in Australia, it's going amazingly in New Zealand. If you had to give advice and put it in a little package to a young entrepreneur that's had success, how would you define that so that they don't make the same mistakes that you did?
I would say, first of all, thinking big is fine. Motivation is fine. Having a knowledge is fine. Having meetings are fine. But all that is bullshit without actions. Meetings, knowledge, motivation is bullshit without action. And plus, they should hire one accountant first. If they are not accountant themselves, they should know their figures, where they stand on a monthly basis. If you know where you stand, you can fix it. But if you don't know where you stand, you think the money's coming, 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 and coming, and millions of dollars coming, and you don't know how much is spending and what's the balance. If we don't know, we should hire an accountant. Simple as that. We should know where we stand on a monthly basis. And if something is going wrong, you can reduce the staff. You can do many things if you know where you stand. That's one thing. And second thing is people who think big all the time. I'm not against thinking big, but I'm against only thinking big, not taking action. To me, put the thinking big in the safe. Don't touch it. But whatever you have small, full focus on the small action. And try full focus and consistent actions and massive actions. Try to improve that side and try to be the best on the small one. But having direction towards it, thinking big. And obviously, we have to get ready for the opportunity. Quickly, one example, maybe one bear is a very hungry bear. He needs to eat fish. And he's near the water. And he's opening his mouth and having both hands like that. One fish jump from it, he grab it and eat it. Second one, grab it and eat it because he's ready. On the other side of the canal, there's one bear. He closes his eyes and he's down. Fish are going up and down, but he's not grabbing because he was not ready for the opportunity. We should be ready for the opportunity. Any opportunity come along, that can be partnership opportunity, that can be investment opportunity, that can be any kind of opportunity. We head towards the big goal is fine, but I think we should get.
How do you not sleep on the side of the river? What's the actionable thing we can do not to miss opportunities as entrepreneurs?
First of all, having the exact goal. This, according to my point of view, having an exact goal, not a fade goal. I like to become millionaire. That's the wrong goal. I like to make 300,000. I like to make $1 million. I like to make $5 million because brain works different way. First of all, I think anyone wants to do about business, they should understand how our brain works. That's the first step to me. How our brain works is our thoughts generate chemicals and generate bossy chemicals, give instructions to our immune system. Our immune systems take instructions. That's a physics theory. That's not my theory. This is physics theory. So we have to be careful what we think about it. In business, in private life, there will be lots of problems. So we should know the skill of when the problem comes, how you solve it. To me, mention the problem in one line or in one sentence or in 30 seconds and discuss the solution. And to discuss the solution, we have to only use 2 words. What is the solution? How we can fix it? How we can achieve it? That's 2 words. All human brains work the same way. One person know how to use the machine, brain. Some few people don't know how to use the brain.
Love it. So let's talk about that in terms of your journey. New Zealand, you've gone bankrupt. You were overconfident. There was some stuff that didn't go the way that you planned. And you're sitting here in the podcast room here at the Bottom Line. You went again and you did well. Tell us what happened after that. What did you learn from that and what was next for you?
I came back to Sydney and then Brisbane and started driving taxi.
Back to where you were in your 20s.
Start back
Amazing.
taxi. To me, I think driving taxi, washing dishes, cleaning, we should not be shamed of. We should be shamed of if we are being dishonest, we cheat others, we should be shamed of. But doing work, there's nothing wrong. But thinking big, doing small. And then we gone into that side. Then I gone into a little bit on the small medical center I purchased, very small, tiny medical centers, very cheaply, And then I was dealing with the doctors. Then I purchased second medical center. Then I had somebody else. I became corporate strategist with one group, and I was advising them what to do. And then started home doctor service, sending doctors in home after hours. Then we became, in that service, second largest in Australia. Then we are running right now telehealth, which is running in the whole Australia, telehealth. Then we have allied health services we started. Then we have Cocoon International College we started. Then we have Cocoon SDA Care we started, and basically we heard about NDIS in 2010, formed the company in 2013, and business was started April 2020. Since then, we have over 2,400 employees now. And I think in any business, 2 things are very important. They are like blood in the body, cash flow, money, And the second thing, compliance side of it, legality side of it. You can't ignore these two things. If you have 8 hours, your 6 hours should go towards these two things. 2 hours should go towards anything else. And how we can do the marketing side of it. Seven, these are my point of view, and your listeners, if they have a different point of view, I respect that. They might have better point of view. I'm just giving my experiences and my point of view. My point of view is this: in marketing, no matter what business you have, does not matter which business you are in, bringing money to the business and marketing is very important, and that have to be done like 5 a.m. planning. 5 a.m. planning means in the morning, do planning what I have to do today, not the whole week, today. And at the end of the day, we should see what we have achieved today, not fortnightly meeting, not monthly, daily. I'm talking marketing side of it. And say, just for example, if somebody have to make 20 phone calls, at the end, I made 20 phone calls. Somebody have to meet 2 clients, potential clients. I have met 2 potential clients. In marketing is you need to be consistent. I would say 7 meanings of consistency people don't really understand. Consistency meanings is this: not even one day off. I would say Monday to Friday, weekend off. Monday to Friday, not even one day off. But same thing. You have consistent actions. You have massive actions. You have focused actions. Consistent. If you do 90 days, after 90 days, the things will go beyond your control, actually. Actually, it will turn into accumulation. You will have compounding effect, actually, after 90 days. But people do 10 days, 5 days, 6 days. They do the multiple tasking. They have to do sometimes, because we do not plan our day. We are very, very busy on those things which are not extremely important, which are not result-oriented. You have to differentiate it. My actions today, result-oriented and non-result-oriented. Maybe non-result-oriented are important as well. I'm not saying we should not do it. But result-oriented is the top priority. I call it DOD, D-O-D, do or die work.
Do or die work.
What I do on a daily basis, one, I do work of the day. If I do work of the day, I'm happy. And I plan before one day. I'm going to do tomorrow this work of the day one. If I do my work of the day, I dance and I'm happy and I celebrate. Then I have 3, D-O-D, do or die work. If I finish my work of the day, then I have to do those 3. Rest everything is secondary. And I think the money side, the why people go fail is this: they don't pay attention towards the marketing side. And my marketing, my suggestion, which is working for me, it is on a daily basis. And accountability on a daily basis, planning on a daily basis, in the morning and at night. If somebody's a one-man show, he should do himself, or she should do herself. In the morning plan, at night time. Or if they have a marketing managers or community engagement managers, they have, before the interview, tell them, that's what we expect from you. Before you interview them. And at the interview, you mention them. We would like your report expected on a daily basis. Even in the morning, and when you send a letter offer, mention that. When you sign a contract, mention that. Because they know what you are expecting. I strongly believe not having lots of targets. I believe in efforts. If you want, your car should not break down. There's no need jumping, saying, my car should not break down. Get the service car, get the car, your service regularly. Result will be car will not break down. If you want to lose weight, there's no point jumping up and down on the scale. What we eat versus what we burn. Results will be on the scale. So I strongly believe not focus too much on results, a little bit on result, but more focus on our efforts, which leads to results.
Amazing. Let's go back to Cocoon and the business. You used telehealth. I've used telehealth. I've used home doctor service. So how did that idea come about? And was it your idea? Did it land on your lap? Were you the bear that was in the river catching the salmon? What was the opportunity that you got? So take us through that idea, because what you've been able to produce in Australia with telehealth and home doctor service, and with COVID, I think telehealth would have grown, and without telehealth, a lot of people would be a lot sicker than they are today. So take us through that journey of establishing the idea and then actually actioning the result of that business.
Yeah, my daughter, She got some sort of pains. I think it was more than 20 years back. I'm talking. She got abdomen pain, and I took her to Logan Hospital in Brisbane, and nurse came and she triaged, and there was no life-threatening situation. We waited there nearly 4 hours. We waited. By then, pain gone. No, I was confused whether we should leave the hospital or we should stay there. And then I thought, wasn't there any private practice there? We could have gone there and immediately we could have get the doctor. I did research. There was no 24 hours. That made me search home doctor service. Because home doctor service is only after hours. That is Monday to Friday, 6 p.m. to 8 in the morning, Saturday from 12 p.m., Sunday and public holidays, 24 hours. This is not the replacement of your own doctor. No, no, no. You can use your own doctor, but after 6 p.m., when your doctor is asleep, our doctor is awake. And we do only category 4 and 5, which means non-life-threatening situation. When our doctors used to see our patients, we used to send the report to your own GP, so your GP can update their record. And we were not taking the clients away or patients away from him. If that patient needs to be followed up, we go back to your own GP. So that was the basic starting home doctor service. One more thing I would add. I'm the first person in Australian history who took this service in regional areas.
Well, you definitely gave back to the community there. Let's talk about scaling, because it's a huge operation now. You would have had to have gone through many challenges, hired the accountant to start with, and then many, many hires after that. Talk us through your entrepreneurial journey through scaling that business, and what were the things that you did really well that allowed the business to succeed in the long run?
Once again, this is my personal opinion. Every business has 5 stages. Stage number 1, responsibility, what you do, what we do. Everybody job description, what we do. Second thing is accountability. If there's accountability, there will be a third stage, sustainability. If there's no accountability, there will be hellability. I don't know, is there any word in English or not? So if there's accountability, there will be sustainability. If there's no accountability, there's a hellability. And if there's a sustainability, there will be a scalability. When there's a scalability, there's automation. The problem is this: we want to achieve everything overnight. That is not possible. It has to be bit by bit success. Yes, Mr. Parkinson, there's a Parkinson law, which is Mr. Parkinson in 1958 in UK. He given the law how you can do a 20-year success in 3 years and so on. I heard him in late 80s and I implement in there. And that was basically, he talked about focus, then with a deadline. If you search in a Google, Parkinson law, how you can reduce your success period of time, like 30 years success in a less period of time, but he does not give steps. Then I created my own steps called Zaffarology.
Zaffarology.
Yes. So I created 8 pillars. And by the way, on zaffarkhan.com, which is my website, ZAFFARKHAN.com, it's a free. I suggest to all of business owners to go through that one. And this is very simple. I don't want anything returned back. Just wish me good luck and pray for me if you get benefit. And the books I've written, all 49 books, I do not sell those books, because Australia has given us everything. So I like to give back what I have learned from here, from this beautiful land. Yeah.
We'll need to touch on the 49 books and the TV show that we've got to touch on as well. So before we get into that, what's your role in the business now? I know you're obviously a very passionate individual and you speak so passionately around your businesses, and I can tell deep leadership skills would be a big part of why you're successful. But you now have built a large business, and what does your role involve? Have you removed yourself from the business, or is this are you the face, the CEO, the person that grinds through ensuring the business does well?
I'm just a small background corporate strategist. I make strategies. And the thing is, business have to be sustainable. It comes without saying. But that's only one person's job in our company. But rest, we are run by this business by 7 values. Value number 1, we like to provide exceptional care. Anybody comes to us, we tell them, think these people, disabled people like your own family members, people with a disability, because we build homes for people with disability. They have a physical disability and intellectual disability, and we provide 24/7 care. So value number one is exceptional care. Value number two is safety, like zero tolerance on verbal harassment, physical harassment, or sexual harassment. Value number three is fun, sport, and physical activity. We have lots of fun in our company. I do not want people should come to work. I would like they should come to do fun. We have Zoom, disco dance parties, and many things. And every Wednesday we have a free lunch, and every first Thursday of every month we have in a big hall. We invite people with a disability, their parents, and so on, to look after their parents, basically. And we have lots of music, dance, and face painting, and so on. You have lots of fun. And value number four is this company should run by systems in place. Each department should have pilot and co-pilot. If somebody leaves, so it should not make any difference at all. And value number five is we try to improve people's livability. People come with a disability. We focus on, sometimes people can't hold a cup of tea. After 3 months, when they hold cup of tea, we dance, we are happy. It's a success story. And value number six, turning complaints into compliments. If any complaint comes, we love it. We love to face it. It's not that we want to create complaints. If complaints come, we like to face it and fix it and improve it. That gives us a chance to go to the next level. And value number seven and last, we like to feel loneliness. People are lonely. We like to become their family. I think we run by these seven values, and we talk about these values in seven almost every week, every Wednesday when we have lunch, all the time. I think that's the major reason of success. Plus, if you say in behind the scene, if I disclose another secret, between any successful company and failed company, there's only one difference. Successful company, they talk and execute within 1 week. Execute within 1 week in business, either start execution or complete execution within 1 week. Otherwise, there's no point having meetings if there's no execution. The real thing is quick execution is equal to success.
How do you measure that? Do you have certain rules? Like I know Jeff Bezos has a rule, no PowerPoints in meetings. Elon Musk, I believe, has a rule, if you don't believe you can add value in a meeting, do not come. What's your rule so that it's efficient? How do we execute in a week? How do you cut out all the rubbish that happens inside organizations? What's your take or your view on that? Or how do you do that?
We are a very small organization, but the way we are a little unique organization. And what we like to do is we have a 2 minutes meeting. Each department, 2 minutes, because when they come to the meeting, they have to use 3 words: completed, not completed, new date. We don't want to know any long story, a love story. No, we are not interested at all. We are all leaders. Yes, they had 1 week or 2 weeks to talk all these things, having help, having assistance, and talking all these stories. In the meeting, we want 2 minutes meeting. That's it. We call it huddle meetings, Cocoon huddle meetings, but you can call it accountability meeting. Simple as that. Completed, not completed, and other new date. But if somebody keep getting new dates and there's no reason, then we like to have peaceful divorce.
Okay, I like that. Zaffar, you're a successful man. You've learned from your failures. You've started businesses. You've scaled them. If you had it again, if you had to start again another business, especially in this new technology or the new world that we live in, what would you do? Let's say you're back now driving taxis again and you're thinking in the car, I got to go again. What industries, what areas would you get into? And what would you do differently from the past, even some of the successes you've had?
You see, whatever I have opportunity to work as cleaner, to drive a taxi, I will try my best, full focus to do the best. If I'm a driver, taxi driver, I remember that I never used the press button from inside the taxi to open the boot. I used to get out, open the key with my own. Does not matter. Person is male, female, disabled, or healthy, young, old. I used to take the luggage out and put them. You can't think about business, just the money. Money is important. I said, I'm not ignoring that. Money is like a blood in the body. Money is important. But you cannot think just money and do business. No. You have to think something else to give benefit to somebody else. When you give the benefits to somebody else, of course, business have to be sustainable. It comes without saying, but not 24 hours thinking about money side of it. To answer your question, what I would say is I will try my best. Whatever the small business I do, whatever I do, have to be legal, right, and ethical. And I will try my best, honestly, I will do it. If I'm employee, I will make sure I do give 100%. I will not 100%, I'll give 110%. Because if you don't stretch, you can't be successful.
I have a challenge in our organization from time to time with some of our staff where I see so much potential in the team. And we've got some really self-motivated, very disciplined individuals within our organization. And I'm really proud of them. And then there are a bunch that are really talented, but they just do that, do the bare minimum. They do okay, they're intelligent, but I know they can give more. And these guys are young guys, not married, no kids, very much work, and their fun is sort of their personal life is really all they have to think about. You really talked about putting a lot of effort in, executing, working hard, 5 a.m., 5 p.m. How do I and how do leaders, from a leadership perspective, try to encourage the younger generation, or anyone for that matter, to go out and do that, to have the passion you have for the hard work? How do we pass that on so that they can see the benefits of it and do it?
I would say one sentence, then I can explain. Transform relationship with your staff members. Do not think they are working for you, they are employees. Think like you have family members at home, they are another family members. And I'm talking about myself. Lots of people think I give preference to my family. To me, I give 50% preference to my family, blood family, and 50% to my staff. And I like to talk to them, not only business all the time. I like to give them love, care, respect, appreciation. I will not like to talk always on the work-related things. I like to build a relationship with them. I like to go out sometimes with the mutual talk, not talking in business on that dinner, forgetting about the business sometimes. You build the relationship. You do not build business. You build a team, my friend. If you build a team, then you have to train those brains. But how you train those brains? Not to your advantage personally, with love, care, respect, appreciation.
I love that. We use the word connection. We try to really, that's a big word in our organization, to build that connection. If you're not connection, there's no trust, then it's hard to get it across the line. But I really like that. Now, let's go to the 49 books. Firstly, are they on your website freely available?
Yes, always. I think a few books are not uploaded. My favorite book is not uploaded at this stage. This is basically motivation meetings and knowledge is bullshit. This is not uploaded but it's 100% completed. I will make sure within next 1 week it should be uploaded.
Tell our listeners again. I love the title. Tell me the title again.
Meetings, motivation, and knowledge is bullshit.
I love it. Meetings, motivation, knowledge is bullshit. And in sort of few sentences, what is the takeaways from that book? When we read it, what are we going to learn and what are we going to change?
I have written 4 things in there in the whole book. Only 4 things you have to learn. 4 things I mentioned. Originally, I had this book called 1 Week Success Formula. Then one of our state manager came to me and I wanted to discuss one project with him. He already had lots of meetings and so on, but the real thing, he didn't do it. Then I said, this book called 1 Week Successful Formula is not right. I was writing there, meetings are bullshit. Then this my Christmas holiday, I said meetings, motivation, and knowledge is bullshit. And I mentioned 4 things in there. Decide immediately. When you have a meeting, decide immediately and change immediately. Not change for the sake of change, but change to improve. And execute immediately. Execute means in business, according to my point of view, execution have to be after the meeting within 1 week, completed execution or start execution, depend on the project. And then 4th one is, be successful immediately. So basically, I'm not against motivation. I'm not against knowledge. I'm not against meetings if there is an execution plan, if there's an action plan. If there's no execution, then everything is bullshit. It's a fades, go away, but action stays with you.
You sound like a very humble man. Been bankrupt, came back again. You drove taxis. You can see that you're a person that gives to community. What was your upbringing? Was that something that happened, stories from your childhood? What made you a humble, passionate person that didn't get the success to go to their head and really happy to be who they are?
I think I was surrounded by good friends. You give me anyone, their close 4 friends, I can tell you what their future will be in the next 4 years. I think we should be very, very careful of who we are surrounded with. And I strongly believe it's not how happy you are. The real thing is how happy people around you have. Yeah.
Zaffar, as we know, a lot of businesses start up and not all of them are successful. What's your views on why businesses fail?
3 reasons, maybe. Firstly, monthly, they don't know where they stand. They should hire a professional person who tell them the health of the business. But in real sense, pay 5 a.m. planning and 5 p.m. achievement, that is only to bring the money to the company. And 5 days and 20 days and 40 days and 60 days and 90 days, within 3 months, it runs into compounding effect. That is a major part they should do to bring the money to the company on a daily basis and focus on daily basis. I think 5 a.m. planning and 5 p.m. achievement, which I mentioned before. If we do that one, I think you can see every marketing company, doesn't matter which business they are in, they will bring lots of money into the company as long as there's accountability on a daily basis.
And lastly, you've got a TV show coming. There's been a doco in New Zealand and there's a 60-part television series coming out. Can you tell our audience a little bit about that, a little snippet of what they could expect?
I signed the contract. They told me the copyrights, and I cannot disclose that. I think if they give me permission, I'll disclose.
All right, well, watch this space. Zaffar will be on the big screen, so I do look forward to that.
One more thing I can tell about staff members, can I, with your permission?
I would love for it. This could be the takeaway line.
What I have done, basically, we have done is when any staff member comes, when they go through the probationary period, after probationary period, we provide them $1 million life insurance. Then $1 million their disability insurance. If they buy a house, we give $10,000. If they lease a property, $500. If they work 1 year, we paid 1 week's paid holiday over and above Australian standard wage rate. I think apart from that, all these material things, we love, respect, appreciate our staff members.
That is awesome. Amazing. Zaffar, I am very passionate business owner myself, but it's very obvious the passion you show to your businesses, to your community, to your staff. I've learned a lot from you today. The snippets of little examples of how you've been able to grow the businesses that you have has been a testament to your hard work, your leadership. And I just want to say thank you so much for joining me on The Bottom Line.
Thank you.
This is The Bottom Line, a show designed to help Australian businesses succeed. This podcast was produced by accountancy firm Alexander Spencer. At Alexander Spencer, we've been helping business owners realise their goals since 1952. And we play a pivotal role in developing, implementing, and supervising the business goals and strategies of our clients. To find out how we can help your business succeed, head to our website, alexanderspencer.com.au. To make sure you don't miss an episode of The Bottom Line, be sure to subscribe to or follow the show in your podcast app. And while you're there, leave us a 5-star review. It really helps others find the show. I'm Savan Tuna, and we'll be back next episode with more tips to help you transform your business. And that's The Bottom Line.